Recently, my wife has started playing golf, and rather than me try and teach her, I thought I'd get her some specialist help. Let's do it.
And let's do it now.
Hi everyone, my name's James Robinson and welcome to this YouTube channel, and this is Laura Robinson. Laura, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Wonderful. So Laura's going to have a lesson today from tour instructor, Mr. Chris Dennis. Chris, how are you?
Very good. Yourself?
Chris, you have your work cut out for you today.
Well, it can't be harder than Foxy.
Or me, to be fair.
Or you, to be
But
fair.
I don't think, I've tried to teach Laura in the past, it doesn't end quite well. I think it's more, obviously if you know someone too well you can't learn off them or don't want to listen to them. So Chris, I'm going to hand the reins over to you. We're going to start with a bit of short game and work throughout the bag a little bit.
Yep, so we've got 3 different wedges. We're going to get a go into the Metropolis here at Waterfront.
Wonderful short game area.
Right, so first of all what we want to do is obviously get to know what Laura actually knows, if James has taught you anything about short game.
All I know is that your stance is closer together and your weight goes on your left.
Okay.
That's it.
Not a bad start then.
No.
So what we're going to do is we're going to give Laura a wedge that's going to be a little bit easier for her to use, so it is one of James's out of the archives. Review to follow. But we've got,
Wide bounce.
yeah, plenty of bounce on there. A W grind here, 14 degrees of bounce. We're playing a parkland course here at Waterfront, so there's plenty of grass. So for a beginner as well, we're wanting to see that we've got a lot of bounce to make it a little bit easier.
So what do you mean by bounce?
So bounce, very good question. Oh, I've always got better questions than you, James. Right, so bounce, obviously on the bottom of the club here, we can see it's that angle. It comes down here, so it's going to get a little bit more interaction with the ground. It's going to help it glide across the grass as opposed to dig
Down.
into the ground. So a lot of people will come, James, and steep into the ground, big chunks, which annoys Richard. So we're going to start with this 56 degree.
Okay.
And the main thing first, obviously, when we're going to get into this, we're not going to go to a target. I'm not going to put that much pressure on you.
Okay.
We're just going to go for the middle of the green. So like you said, what we want to do is look at a narrow stance.
Like this?
Yes, very good. A little bit closer to the ball and
that?
feel a little bit tall, so a little less knee bend.
Oh.
Good. And then from there, the main focus we want to get is working on turning your body. So we're not thinking hands, we're not thinking I've got to help the ball into the air. All I want you to think is we're going to get your body turning back and turning through to your finish.
Like that?
Yeah, exactly. So have a couple of practice swings, so move back a little bit. Good. Good. So do you think that swing is going to reach the green?
No.
Okay, so let's go a little bit longer. Good. Okay, so did you catch the ground on that one? Why do you think we wouldn't catch the ground?
Because I'm not bent over it.
No, so if we don't have your weight on the left, so the right thing you said at the start was we were going to get your weight on the left. If that moves, we're not going to catch the ground. There you go. So we caught that a little bit more. Perfect. So let's go on to the ball now.
Okay.
Perfect. So a good chip to start with. Already better than James.
Can I just say as well, I don't want to be the guy that interrupts like a dad at a junior class, but this is the swing that she did on the first tee at Woolley the other day and beat Foxy with.
Beat Foxy
It was
with.
very much this kind of stuff that she struggled with.
Will people know I beat him now then?
Yeah.
Oh.
We've posted it everywhere.
They were
Foxy
all
lost.
they were all messaging me like, "Let's go, Laura."
Got fans already.
Oh.
Fans. Now a little bit of a longer swing.
Okay.
So practice swings
As
again.
in further back.
Yeah, so further back.
Oh.
Okay, so that was a classic one that we see where we haven't gone further back. Okay, you felt you went a bit further back, but we didn't. And then all you've done from there is try and hit it a little bit harder. Okay, so feel like it goes a lot longer on the way back. Good. We got a little bit more height. So, in again. We will reach the green. By the end of this video, we will reach the green.
Yeah.
Okay, so really long swing and then hold your finish for me on this one. Okay. We didn't hold the finish. Laura
Patience.
is learning. Right, so in the finish, I want you to think, all right, after you've hit it, I want you to stop here and we'll see where the club is and where your body is. Good. Good, so good setup. Okay, good. So where is the club? Is the club out in front of you? So if James comes around here, we can see that Laura's body is pointing to the right and the club is to the left. So if I do that towards the camera, like this. So very much the thing that we see with a lot of beginner golfers is we're going to try and use the hands to get the ball to go where we want instead of the body. So that's it. So Laura needs to get the body turning more with the club. So it's going to be out in front of the turned chest.
So in a sense, this line should be straight.
Yeah, you can say that. That left arm will be straight and we're going to have it out in front. So we wouldn't want it going past there. So we're going to use too much hands.
Okay.
That's a very supporting husband standing there. Right, so let's hold that finish again. So turn back.
Oh, that
So
was
better,
bent.
so it didn't go into the air, so we caught it a little bit thin, but the motion was better. So make sure that weight stays on the left.
Okay.
Good, and hold your finish. There we go. So other
Spin on that.
best spin on that. So much better motion there. So you can see Laura's start direction is good. It's straight at that flag. We haven't said to go to a flag, but it's straight at that. And now we've got distance because the body's working better. Again. Okay, unlucky.
Oops.
So that's where we stop turning. The body stops a little bit thin. So turn back and turn through. Good. There we go. So we've got now, we've reached the green. We've gone a little bit too far. Laura's got the speed. We want to get a little bit more height. So they're good shots. We'll be happy with those. I was going to say better than Foxy, but we've already ripped him enough, so best not. So better shots there. So now for a little bit more height, and this is where the bounce comes into it. We're going to get Laura to open the club face. So one big thing, and this is obviously Laura's first session, but we want to get her using the golf club correctly straight away. So too many people aren't told to open the club, or they see it online and they're not quite sure what they're supposed to do, but we want to get you opening that club face, activating the bounce which is on this wedge and making it easier to get a little bit more height and more consistent strike. So all we're going to do, Laura, is when you set up to the ball, you're going to open the club face.
What does
That's
that mean
it.
like
That's it, perfect. So take your grip off a second and then open the club face a little bit more.
that? Like that?
Yep, good, and now take your grip. Okay, so where do you think that ball's going to go? To the right?
Right, yeah.
To the right, yes, which it will do because we're a little bit closer to the ball, so that will send it right. So all we're going to do now is adjust your aim, so we're going to move you a little bit around. Not quite as far, we'll go back a little bit. Good, and then we're going to play the same motion you've just played, and we should now get a little bit more height. So, nearly went in, didn't get the height that we required.
No.
So good motion there, but we need to get that weight, making sure that it's on the left. So open the club face first, then take your grip. Good. Weight on the left, and then let's get to that finish position you was before. Good. So perfect. So a lot more height there, a very good strike, and we could see with these golf balls how much spin was generated there. So let's go one more. So again, hold your finish. Good, so that's a prime example there of using the bounce on the club there. It wasn't Laura's best strike, but because she's opened the club, we've still got some kind of contact. It's a very difficult shot here. Obviously there's a big ditch here, so it's not something that would be great for beginners, first of all. But you see, she's still got a contact. We've not then thinned it, and we've certainly not chunked it just in front of us. So that would have still run onto a green potentially if there wasn't a big ditch there. So now what we're going to add in is to get Laura a little bit longer, and we're going to add in a little bit of wrist. Okay?
Yeah.
So as we take it away now, what I want to feel is you're going to feel that the wrists are going to start to hinge a little bit. So we'll see that we want to feel like we get to that position. That's it. Good. So have a couple of practice swings doing that. So we're still the same distance away.
Still with an open face?
Still with a little bit open, yeah. There you go. Good. Did you catch the ground?
No.
Okay,
weight
so
wasn't
weight left. Good. And again. Perfect. Right.
Okay.
I sound very positive there. Perfect.
Okay.
Okay, so a little bit of wrist hinge now on this swing and hold your finish. Okay, so where was your weight then? Is it more on your right foot or your left foot?
I think I popped a knee.
Thinks she had a Jill Wilson knee drive, so very
Yeah.
much there. We've got a little bit longer, but then Laura's gone back onto that right foot and we've caught it a little bit thin, so we have to keep that weight on the left. So hinge.
Oh.
Okay, where was you in your finish? Still pointing towards me, so did the
Yeah.
body turn?
No.
Correct.
Isn't it amazing how this is what so many new golfers do and go through? This lesson could be gold for a lot of golfers.
And that's it. So this is obviously but this session is something you're going to go through with all level golfers. So the main keys here, fantastic shot. Oh, I'm glad it wasn't a chip and we're going to have a James Robinson run off. So a great chip there. So a little bit of wrist hinge, a great shot into the air, a good distance, and exactly what we're trying to achieve. So that is the first session of what we would be doing and working on with all level of golfers. We're trying to make sure the ball position is correct. We're trying to make sure we know what to do with the club, opening and closing, and the main focus being the body needs to work better. And a lot of things that are missed out are talking about how important body rotation is, not just pressure of what's the club doing. I need to get it into the air. The club has got the loft. We've given Laura a club that's going to be beneficial for her at her level. We're going to say a 20 handicapper. What's Foxy off?
25.
We're going to say a 24 handicapper. But something that's going to be beneficial to her. So that's what the kind of things we do. We want to get a base, we want to get, you know, some contact, knowing what to do, and then from this what we would do is move on and get around a green and start to play some different shots.
Laura, have you found that first proper
I've
golf
enjoyed
lesson
that.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is it the flick of the wrist that gives you the height?
So the hinge obviously on the back of the swing will give you a little bit more speed, but it's just letting that club release, so not flicking.
No.
It's releasing with the turning body, so it's working the club and the body together, which then gets you the distance.
Okay.
But very good. Very good first session, but next time we'll get out on the golf course and we'll play some shots in and around the green.